Most people spend literally years spinning their wheels in the gym, right? Trying random workouts, jumping on the latest fad diets, and eventually they just kind of throw their hands up and accept the body they have. Well, that officially ends today in this explainer. What if I told you that in exactly 8 months, literally just 8 months, you could transform your current physique into a sculpted, statue-level body? You'd probably want the exact blueprint, right? And that's exactly what we're breaking down for you today, the Prime Body Blueprint, the Final Form Master Edition. This isn't just a vague set of, eat less, move more suggestions. It is an absolute detail-by-detail body reconstruction protocol. We're going to cover every single metric, every meal, and every movement you need to completely overhaul your body naturally. Get ready, because we are giving you the comprehensive overview, and we're not missing a single detail.
Here's exactly how we're going to navigate this blueprint today. 1. The Prime Body Philosophy. 2. The Nutrition Engine. 3. The PPL Training System. 4. The 8-month Roadmap. 5. Daily Routine and Start. And finally 6. The Forever Maintenance Plan. Every single piece matters, so let's jump straight into it.
Section 1. The Prime Body Philosophy. The Absolute Foundations. Okay, let's dive into this. Before we even think about lifting a weight or eating a single grain of rice, we've got to set the foundation. This blueprint operates on some specific, non-negotiable lifestyle pillars that make the entire system work. These are the rules of the game.
The first critical number here is 8. 8 hours of sleep. The source material is crystal clear on this. It's totally non-negotiable. Think of the gym as breaking down a building site. Sleep is when the actual construction crew shows up to build the muscle. Heavy lifting literally causes micro tears in your muscle fibers, but that actual tissue repair, the real muscle growth, and that deep central nervous system recovery, that only happens while your eyes are closed. Skip your sleep and you're short-circuiting the whole process before you even wake up. Next up, we have 10,000 daily steps. Now, what's really fascinating here is that these aren't actually framed as a workout. They're your constant, unrelenting fat loss engine. Hitting 10,000 steps taps into something called non-exercise activity thermogenesis. Basically, this baseline movement is what keeps your metabolism firing all day long, completely separate from your gym time. It literally turns your body into an active furnace, just quietly burning away fat while you go about your normal day.
And finally, 0. 0 daily sugar. Now, physically, avoiding sugar hardens the appearance of the muscle by dropping the bloating and water retention. But honestly, more importantly, it's a daily test of your willpower. Think of it as a mental rep. Maintaining a strict zero sugar rule cements your discipline. It proves you're fully committed to the reconstruction. You're not just transforming your body, you're forging a mindset that simply does not compromise when things get tough.
Section 2. The Nutrition Engine. Fueling the build. So we've got our foundational rules, but now we need the raw materials to actually fuel the build.
You wouldn't put cheap gas into a high-performance sports car, right? The exact same logic applies to your body. The crucial point here is getting the daily math right, and the targets are ultra clear. For optimal fat loss and keeping your strength up, you're aiming for 2,300 to 2,500 calories a day. Within that limit, you absolutely must hit 160 to 180 grams of protein. That is your primary building block for muscle growth and repair. You're also targeting 3 to 4 liters of water every single day. Why so much? Because a hydrated muscle is a strong muscle. Water is the vehicle that flushes out metabolic waste and shuttles those vital nutrients directly into your muscle cells.
Now, there's a really stark contrast in where those calories should actually come from. On one side, we've got the approved clean fuel, high-quality proteins like chicken, eggs, and lean beef, clean complex carbs like oats and sweet potatoes, and those vital micronutrient-dense veggies like spinach and broccoli. On the other side, the strictly forbidden list. Soda, juice, sweets, junk food, completely off the table. These empty calories spike your insulin and totally derail that fat loss engine we're working so hard to build. Now, the source does note you get one clean, high-calorie flex meal a week, mostly to help with mental sustainability. Think a massive steak with extra potatoes, but even that must absolutely be free of sugar and processed junk.
Section 3. The PPL Training System. The labor. With the fuel locked in, we enter the physical labor phase. This is where the actual sculpting happens.
You'll be executing a highly organized PPL, or push-pull-legs split. Push days target the chest, shoulders, and triceps with movements like the bench press, usually doing 4 sets of 8 to 10 reps. Pull days hit the back and biceps, starting with pull-ups to absolute failure. And leg days, they build that powerful lower foundation with squats and Romanian deadlifts. But listen up, because here is the absolute secret sauce of the entire system, the weekly progression rule.
You've got to log every single set, and every single week you must add either 1 rep or 1 to 2 kilos to your lifts. This is progressive overload in its purest form. You literally never repeat the exact same performance. By demanding slightly more from your body every session, you force it to adapt and grow. Oh, and every 7th week, you take a mandatory deload week. You drop your lifting weights by 30% just to let your joints and central nervous system fully recover.
Section 4. The 8-month roadmap, your transformation timeline. Now that we have the daily fuel and the daily labor figured out, let's zoom out to the big picture. The timeline is beautifully structured into 3 distinct phases. Months 1 and 2 make up the foundation phase. Here, you're training 5 days a week, and the goal isn't to lift the heaviest weight possible. It's to build ironclad discipline, learn perfect mechanical form so you don't get injured and derail your 8 months, and clear your body of junk calories. Then, we ramp things up into Phase 2, hypertrophy, for months 3 through 6. This is where we jump to 6 days a week of training, bringing in higher volume to pack on some serious, dense muscle mass. Finally, months 7 and 8 are the sculpting phase. We keep those 6 days of lifting, but add 20 to 30 minutes of steady-state cardio to shrink the waistline and reveal all that deeply carved muscle definition.
Now you might be wondering, how does a single universal plan work for totally different body types? Well, it works because it's built on universal physiological principles, like protein building muscle and daily steps burning fat. The only adjustment you actually need to make is your starting calorie intake, based on your current weight. Starting at a high weight, over 100 kilos, you'll stick to that 2,300 to 2,500 calorie range to lose fat quickly while preserving muscle. For medium weights, around 70 to 100 kilos, you'll aim for 2,400 to 2,600 calories for body recomposition, meaning you're building muscle and burning fat simultaneously. And if you're starting at a lower weight, say 50 to 70 kilos, you'll bump up to 2,600 to 3,000 calories to really focus heavily on driving muscular weight gain. The beautiful thing is, everything else in the master plan stays exactly the same.
Section 5. Daily routine and start. The micro execution. Okay, so we've seen the macro roadmap, but how do we actually execute this on, say, a random Tuesday?
All of this overarching complexity actually boils down to a super simple daily rhythm. Right at 7 a.m., you wake up and instantly drink 500 milliliters of water to rehydrate your system. By 7:30, you're getting a high-protein breakfast. The meals are spaced out perfectly throughout the day to keep your energy levels steady, leading right up to your intense PPL workout at 5:30 p.m. Then, after a massive post-workout meal at 7 p.m. to kickstart recovery, you switch to hydration only at 9 p.m. This routine perfectly sets the stage for a strict 10:30 p.m. bedtime, absolutely guaranteeing you get those crucial 8 hours of recovery sleep. So what do you do right this very second? The Blueprint provides a non-negotiable checklist for your first 24 hours so you can kickstart this physical transformation immediately. Step 1. Ruthlessly clear your kitchen. Get rid of all soda, juice, sweets, and junk. Just get it out of your house. Step 2. Buy your clean fuel. Stock up on chicken, eggs, rice, and greens. Step 3. Set your alarm right now for that 10:30 p.m. bedtime. Step 4. Prep your meals for tomorrow so you have literally zero excuses. And Step 5. Start your logbook to track every single set and rep of your workouts.
Section 6. The Forever Maintenance Plan. Your legacy. You put in the 8 months of absolute, uncompromising discipline. You build the physique. But what actually happens on month 9?
What's really reassuring about this blueprint is that it's not some temporary, extreme crash diet that just leaves you totally exhausted. Once the heavy lifting of the 8-month build is complete, you shift into a plug-and-play maintenance mode. You get to drop your rigorous training down to a very manageable 3 to 4 workouts a week, your protein target relaxes slightly to 120 to 150 grams, and your daily steps can float comfortably between 6,000 and 10,000. Now, you still prioritize 7 to 8 hours of sleep, but the overall intensity of the program drops. This sustainable routine keeps your newly built physique razor sharp while actually allowing you to enjoy food, travel, and just live a normal, balanced life.
The source material directly addresses a super vital question we all have. Can you return to normal habits? The answer is a resounding yes, with a small catch, of course. As long as normal doesn't mean going right back to daily junk food, zero movement, and absolutely no sleep. If your new normal means eating clean 70 to 80% of the time, staying active, and keeping your protein high, your body is going to stay in incredible shape. And hey, if you ever slip up because you built this foundational muscle tissue, your physiological muscle memory, specifically the myonuclei develop in your muscle cells, takes over. Your body will respond twice as fast when you get back on the plan, snapping right back into shape.
If you follow this blueprint with 100% discipline, Hitting your sleep, mastering your protein intake, crushing your daily steps, and progressively overloading every single PPL workout, you will completely reconstruct yourself. As the source text proudly declares, you will build a body worthy of a statue. This is the absolute maximum natural transformation your body can achieve in just 8 months. So the only question left for you is, are you going to keep settling for the body you currently live in, or are you finally ready to carve the statue hidden underneath?